So I remember, kind of getting sick to my stomach as I left the orthopedics office that day. Your mind starts spinning as to what's going on, and is that really potentially one of the diagnoses that it could be.
It was the last thing in the world I thought that would happen, especially to him.
Amy and I were there together, and he says, basically, we think you have ALS.
That's when, for me, I just fell apart.
It's scary because there is no cure, and it's not a great outcome at the end of the day.
I knew it was going to be a very tough road because I've seen people in the later stages of ALS, and it scared me to death.
I didn't know much about ALS. The facts are the expected lifespan of someone diagnosed is anywhere from 2 to 5 years.
So ALS is one of the toughest diseases on God's earth, but it's more like a multiplicity of diseases. It's a condition where your body seems to melt away and you're fully aware of it.
I knew I needed to be tough for the kids and strong for Rusty. Then we just said, we're gonna go all out. That's when I changed, and I was like, we are gonna research and do everything possible. We are going to fight this to the bitter end.
Compared to so many other diseases out there, it seems to be the, kind of the stepchild that for whatever reason just does not get the funding.
The most important thing is to realize what a phenomenal time we're in right now for translating things that we've learned over the last several decades, and specifically the last decade, into meaningful therapies that we think are going to make a difference. What we want to do is change a disease where the average lifespan is now 4 to 6 years into a condition where the average lifespan is 15 to 20 years.
When you get diagnosed with MS in the 80s, the standard of care back then was fairly ineffective, but nowadays there's 9 FDA-approved drugs for multiple sclerosis, which can let most patients survive for incredibly long periods of times symptom-free, which is amazing. And that's the direction we're hoping, now that we understand a lot more about ALS, that we'll be making some breakthroughs soon to get us to that point.
It just takes a lot of money to try to crack the egg here, and we're just trying to do our part.
To make effective treatments for a disease like ALS, the challenge is 100% economic. I hate to say it, but it's true. And that's because the clinical trial process is fairly long and it's fairly expensive.
You can't have hope without research, and you can't have research without funding.
The longer we can just be strong and hang out and help fund these research efforts, the better opportunity we have to find a cure for this thing.
I want everyone to be like Stephen Hawking, who's had this disease for 47 years.
Yes, there is hope. Of course there's hope, and you have to believe in hope. Hope is around us.
We're blessed in so many ways, and again, the support and family and friends I've got around me that love me and care for me and want to help any way I can, that's what gets you through the days. Please join us in this fight. Help us find a cure.